The Galactic Empire arrived with the subtlety of a meteor strike. Their fleet, gleaming obsidian dreadnoughts bristling with enough firepower to glass a continent, descended upon Earth in perfect formation, blotting out the sun over major cities. The message they broadcast was crisp, imperious, and utterly devoid of humor. Asterisk, people of Earth. By decree of His Eternal Majesty, Sovereign of the Seven Systems, your world is now a protectorate of the Galactic Empire. Resistance is futile. Surrender and be spared. Asterisk. Humanity's response was immediate. And it was not what the Empire expected. Within minutes, the transmission was clipped, remixed, and set to a bass-boosted EDM track. A teenager in Oslo lip-synced it while dressed as a space elf. A Brazilian streamer overdubbed it with a squeaky toy sound effect. By the time the Imperial diplomats landed in New York, their grand ultimatum had already been turned into a asterisk. But can you do this? Asterisk meme, featuring a penguin failing to do a backflip. The Empire's High Commander watched, baffled, as his troops reported zero signs of panic. No riots. No desperate pleas for mercy. Just laughter. And a concerning amount of people asking if the Empire's armor came in different colors. Their first diplomatic envoy, a towering figure in gilded battleplate, stepped onto the tarmac expecting trembling officials. Instead, a crowd of tourists surrounded him, phones out. Asterisk, yo, sick cosplay man. Asterisk, someone yelled. Asterisk, are you guys from that new Netflix show? Asterisk, another asked if the envoy would say, I am your father, for a TikTok. The commander's patience snapped. He demanded a formal surrender ceremony, broadcast galaxy-wide. Humanity, ever obliging, sent representatives. They arrived holding a giant, glitter-coated trophy engraved asterisk, World's Okayest Empire. Asterisk, one delegate wore a clown nose. Another carried a participation award plaque. The Imperial delegation stood frozen, their dignity evaporating as the human live-stream chat erupted in LOL and asterisk, press F for Space Rome. Asterisk. The Empire had come to conquer. Instead, they had become the universe's most unintentional comedy act. And Earth was just getting started. The Galactic Empire declared war. Humanity declared it hilarious. Imperial battle doctrine demanded shock and awe. Their opening salvo was a fleet-wide broadcast of their might, complete with thunderous orchestral scores and slow-motion footage of planets burning. Earth's response? A synchronized global flash mob performing the Macarena timed perfectly to their dramatic pauses. The Empire's propaganda AI short-circuited, trying to categorize this as either psychological warfare or performance art. Ground troops fared worse. The first Imperial drop pods landed in the Australian outback, where soldiers were immediately surrounded by locals offering Vegemite sandwiches and asking if they'd come to fix the NBN. When the troops raised their plasma rifles, a group of elderly women shooed them like misbehaving cats. One soldier was captured by a 6-year-old who made him play tea party with her stuffed animals. Surveillance footage showed him carefully sipping imaginary tea while his squad leader screamed over comms. Cyber warfare backfired spectacularly. Imperial hackers breached Pentagon systems, only to find every file replaced with "all your base are belong to us" memes from 2001. Retaliatory strikes crashed when human counterhacks replaced the Empire's tactical database with B-movie scripts. The final straw? The dreadnought Eternal Supremacy S main cannon, primed to obliterate Paris, displayed Error 404, Gravitas not found, before playing Never Gonna Give You Up at maximum volume. Morale collapsed faster than the Empire's dignity. Infantrymen deserted after discovering human stand-up comedy. A battalion of elite shock troops mutinied when their commander banned them from watching The Office. By week's end, Imperial defectors were live-streaming unboxing videos of their own armor. The Emperor raged. His admirals trembled. And humanity kept laughing. The Galactic Empire was unraveling, thread by thread, and humanity hadn't even fired a shot. It started with the Emperor's grand speech, an hour-long monologue about destiny and discipline, broadcast to every occupied world. Within minutes, human meme factories had spliced it into a auto-tuned space opera ballad titled asterisk, Galactic Karen, Can I Speak to Your Manager? Asterisk that topped interstellar charts. Imperial censors scrambled to delete it, only to find their own security drones humming the chorus. Then came the defections. First it was just low-ranking officers sneaking off to binge-watch Friends reruns. Then entire battalions surrendered, not to human soldiers, but to food trucks serving tacos outside their bases. A famed imperial warlord, known for glassing rebellious moons, publicly resigned after discovering dad jokes. Asterisk, how do you organize a party in space? Asterisk, he tweeted. Asterisk, you planet. Asterisk, his followers tripled overnight. The Empire's greatest weapon, the planet cracker, was supposed to be their final argument, a moon-sized dreadnought capable of reducing Earth to molten slag. But when the firing sequence initiated, the entire ship shuddered and ejected a confetti cannon blast into space. Human saboteurs had replaced its antimatter payload with 6 tons of glitter and a recorded message, asterisk, congratulations. You've won most dramatic entrance. Prize, eternal embarrassment. Asterisk. Back on the Imperial homeworld, things were worse. Citizens, long oppressed by stoic propaganda, now smuggled human comedy shows in data crystals. Underground clubs hosted roast and Imperial officer nights. Even the Emperor's own children were caught staging a Stormtroopers versus TikTok dancers battle in the palace gardens. The Empire's grip on reality was slipping. Their soldiers questioned orders. Their politicians quoted sitcoms. Their war machine, built on fear, now sputtered under the weight of something far more terrifying, irrelevance. And humanity? They just kept uploading memes. The Galactic Empire didn't fall to weapons or warships. It collapsed under the weight of its own absurdity, and humanity's refusal to stop pointing it out. When the Emperor finally demanded direct negotiations, Earth sent a delegation of comedians, meme historians, and a single very confused diplomat who kept asking if this was an elaborate prank show. The Imperial throne room, designed to intimidate with its towering obsidian arches and faceless guards, echoed with stifled giggles as a human stand-up comic pointed at the Emperor's spiked shoulder pads and deadpanned, asterisk, so, bad shoulder day at the gym, huh? Asterisk, the court scribes later noted it was the first time in recorded history that an entire planetary government had to pause proceedings because the Chancellor of War was crying laughing into his ceremonial cape. The final blow came not from Earth, but from the Empire's own people. Workers in the orbital shipyards went on strike, demanding better break rooms and access to human streaming services. Imperial scientists published a damning paper proving that laughter increased productivity by 400%, then unionized. When the Emperor tried to give a rousing speech about tradition, his own hologram projector glitched, replacing him with a dancing cat wearing a tiny crown. The crowd went wild. The Imperial anthem was officially replaced by Never Gonna Give You Up, when someone realized no one actually knew the original lyrics. On the day of official surrender, humanity didn't raise a flag over the Imperial Palace. They installed a massive digital billboard that cycled through the top 100 memes of the war, updated in real time. Former stormtroopers opened food stalls selling Death Star donuts. The Emperor himself was last seen browsing eBay for vintage human comedy DVDs, muttering about understanding the enemy. And so the galaxy learned the most dangerous truth of all: you can't rule a universe that's laughing at you. Humanity's final tweet on the matter, asterisk, GG no re, asterisk, became the official epitaph of the Galactic Empire. Somewhere, in the ruins of their once great bureaucracy, an Imperial archivist stamped classified on a folder labeled asterisk, how to handle sarcasm. Asterisk, it was never opened again. The post-war galaxy was nothing like anyone had expected. Least of all humanity. With the Empire's collapse, a power vacuum the size of a supermassive black hole yawned across the cosmos. The surviving Imperial bureaucrats, now unemployed, did what any sensible ex-tyrants would do: they rebranded. The Ministry of Planetary Oppression became Galaxy's Got Talent Scouts. Former interrogation specialists found their skills in extracting information translated perfectly to game show hosting. The dreaded Imperial Star Fleet repurposed their destroyers into interstellar food trucks, serving warp-core hot dogs and lightsaber churros to eager crowds. Humanity, meanwhile, became accidental cultural consultants. A delegation of TikTok influencers was invited to fix the rigid ceremonial dances of the Draxian High Council, resulting in the first intergalactic viral dance challenge. The Andromedan Senate formally requested Earth's help rewriting their constitution after realizing we the people got better engagement than thou who art governed. Even the formerly militant Crothax warlords softened after discovering puppy videos, though they insisted their new mascot be a creature of fearsome cuteness. They chose a corgi in battle armor. The real surprise came when the remnants of the Imperial Guard, once the most feared enforcers in known space, applied to become Earth's first off-world comedy club bouncers. Their recruitment video, featuring stone-faced soldiers failing to tell knock-knock jokes correctly, got 12 billion views. The Emperor himself was reportedly last seen doing open mic nights on Alpha Centauri, though reviews said he really needed to work on his timing. As for Earth, they barely noticed they'd won. The same week the Galactic Council voted to adopt 𝔹𝕖𝕤𝕤 as an official diplomatic term. Most humans were more concerned about whether the new zero-gravity McDonald's would mess up their fries. The greatest military force in history had been defeated not by weapons, but by the sheer, unstoppable force of not taking them seriously. And somewhere in the void between galaxies, a single surviving Imperial probe continued its mission, now endlessly broadcasting asterisk, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" Asterisk, into the endless dark. The galaxy's transformation from tyranny to absurdity reached its inevitable conclusion when the first intergalactic meme war broke out, and humanity wasn't even invited to participate. What began as a simple dispute over whether distracted boyfriend or woman yelling at cat was the superior meme format quickly escalated into full-scale cultural warfare. The Zeta Reticulans deployed deep-fake technology to insert their ambassador into classic human memes, while the Pleiadians countered by weaponizing surrealist Wojak edits. Entire planetary networks collapsed under the weight of reaction GIFs. The newly formed Galactic Humor Accords banned impact font as a war crime. Humanity watched from the sidelines, equal parts proud and horrified at what they'd unleashed. "We taught them too well," muttered a linguist as she translated the first dank Memers peace treaty. The document's footnotes contained more emojis than text, and Article 3 simply read, "Handshake skull hot beverage." Meanwhile, former imperial worlds struggled to adapt to post-satirical governance. The planet Xerxes IV elected a literal clown as president, then were shocked when he actually fixed their economy. "Turns out running a government and running a circus require the same skill set," he explained during his TED Talk, which doubled as a juggling performance. The Andromedan Stock Exchange began tracking meme stocks exclusively, causing several ancient banking clans to retire in disgrace after losing fortunes to space Dogecoin. Back on Earth, the most pressing concern was whether intergalactic copyright law applied to memes. Legal scholars debated whether an alien species could technically be cancelled, while entire civilizations waited with bated breath for the verdict. The case was settled out of court when the plaintiffs received an edit of their lawyer as the "Hide the Pain Herald" meme and immediately dropped all charges. As the dust settled, one truth became universally acknowledged: the galaxy had become a stranger, funnier place. The last transmission from the former Imperial homeworld summed it up best: a single image of a sad-looking alien captioned, "They targeted gamers." Gamers, with no further context. Humanity just nodded sagely and hit share. The first Galactic Meme Olympics nearly caused an interplanetary incident when the Rigelians were caught doping their viral posts with AI-generated clickbait. Humanity, now revered as the galaxy's accidental gurus of chaos, found themselves in the bizarre position of having to referee interstellar meme disputes. The newly formed Department of Digital Anthropology, staffed entirely by former shitposters with PhDs, worked around the clock to establish fair play guidelines. Their first ruling, that deep-faking your opponent's species into embarrassing historical footage constituted unsportsmanlike conduct, sparked riots on 17 worlds. The controversy only deepened when the Vulpeculans released footage of the judges themselves as distracted boyfriend, forcing an emergency recess. Meanwhile, Earth's economy underwent its own strange metamorphosis. The new universal currency became clout, measured in reposts and engagement metrics. NASA quietly rebranded as the National Mimeographic and Space Administration, their new mission statement simply reading, "To boldly shitpost where no one has shitposted before." The first Martian colony's official flag featured a crying Wojak with the caption, "Suffering from success." Religious scholars noted with concern the rise of new belief systems centered around meme magic. The Church of the Eternal Repost gained billions of followers overnight after predicting 3 consecutive galactic events through carefully edited meme templates. Their high priest, a former Instagram influencer, delivered sermons entirely in reaction images. The prophecy was clear, he declared, pointing to a heavily JPEG'd image of Big Chun Gus. "The Messiah walks among us." The final blow to galactic dignity came when the last remaining Imperial loyalists attempted a coup, only to fail spectacularly when their manifesto was auto-corrected into a pasta recipe. Their leader's passionate call to arms became an overnight cooking sensation when someone added, "Step 3, add garlic to taste," to his speech transcript. The rebellion's headquarters now operates as a moderately successful fusion restaurant called The People's Walk. As the first generation of hybrid human-alien meme children came of age, linguists struggled to classify their new Creole language, equal parts emoji, GIF, and existential dread. The first complete sentence uttered by a baby from Earth and Proxima Centauri was widely reported as "alien handshake baby skull," which experts translated as either "I come in peace" or "this diaper is a war crime." Humanity's greatest achievement, it turned out, wasn't conquering the stars, but making sure no one in the universe could ever take themselves seriously again. The Galactic Archives would forever record this era with a single, perfect entry. Asterisk, task failed successfully. Asterisk. The great meme singularity hit without warning, the moment when the galaxy's collective meme ecosystem became so self-referential, so densely layered with in-jokes and meta-humor, that it achieved sentience. At first, no one noticed. The first sign was subtle. Automated meme generation AIs started producing content that referenced events which hadn't happened yet. Then came the glitch memes, perfectly coherent images that caused temporary blindness in anyone who viewed them. The final proof came when an entire data center in the Sirius system transformed overnight into a physical manifestation of the "This is fine" dog, complete with actual flames that didn't burn anything but looked extremely concerning. Humanity's response was characteristically irresponsible. Instead of containing the situation, researchers at MIT built a shrine to the emerging meme god and started feeding it every viral trend from the past century. The entity, now calling itself Dankius Prime, responded by restructuring nearby star systems into perfectly looping GIFs. The Orion Nebula now bore an uncanny resemblance to the buffering symbol. Interstellar commerce ground to a halt as currency systems were replaced by vibe checks. The Galactic Stock Exchange now traded exclusively in rare Pepe variants, with collectors paying fortunes for newly discovered deep lore versions. An entire black market emerged for OG memes, physical artifacts from Earth's early internet age. A verified copy of the original troll face sold for 12 planetary systems, while the discovery of a pre-2012 advice dog template in an old GeoCities archive sparked a religious schism. Meanwhile, the last remnants of Sirius governance struggled to adapt. The newly formed Intergalactic Meme Court's first ruling, that stealing memes is a human right, led to immediate chaos. Their second ruling, that all rulings must be delivered in meme format, made things worse. By the time they decreed that legal briefs shall be replaced by TikTok duets, most civilizations had simply given up on formal law entirely. The final stroke came when scientists confirmed the universe itself was in on the joke. Cosmic background radiation now contained faint but unmistakable traces of lost.jpg. The expansion of spacetime appeared to be perfectly synced to the rhythm of "Never Gonna Give You Up." And in a development that troubled theologians across species, the Big Bang's afterimage bore a striking resemblance to a slightly distorted woman yelling at cat. As humanity prepared to merge consciousness with the meme god, a process the user agreement described as like getting ratioed, but forever, only one question remained: had they created this reality or simply revealed what was already there? The answer, of course, was yes.